when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Houston Texans. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Well, that return gives him a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
380.
Don't get nervous. Shoot.
Good tight.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
At the 42-yard line.
Mike, I'll go special.
Watch the run. Mike.
Gun.
55. Hey, eat.
Here's Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 58 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Check the backer.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. They could not ask for a worse start. You give up a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and then you turn right around and throw the interception on your very first play.
And this is where the coaching staff has to earn its money, because they've got to calm these guys down a little bit. Just as you noted, a horrendous start both sides of the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive touchdown, they've got to go out there now and start playing like the team they want to be.
On first down, it's Carson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now on 2nd and 13, Wilson. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Rashad Penny. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Now it's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Check. Safe. Motion. Mike 50. Mike in the car. Come on, boy.
After the interception, here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. That's fielded in the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Back to throw, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. The guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just stuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Watson looks to throw again. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown.
Touchdown, Houston.
A 5-yard touchdown catch as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
We see this route all the time, but when it's well executed, it's a beauty.
And it feels like the fade takes forever to develop, like that ball is just hanging in the air.
And the reason why is that the receiver is trying his best to work the defender inside and give himself space to fade away from him and catch the football. And that's exactly what happened there.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike. Still got 4 down. Mike. I know he ain't going.
Throwing is Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Front left.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. It's caught, block it. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
55. Blue down.
Hey, 0.
Nice, sweetheart.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball in the coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Wilson leaves this one with Penning. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and
1. Switch. 380.
Check 55 to Mike. I'm not ready.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
The Texans take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He finds an opening past the 40. He's got Fuller. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. To throw is Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
26.
Here's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Right there. 54. Right there.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
zone now. Watson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. On 2nd and 10, Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. 16 yards, a first down.
First and goal, Houston.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Watson on the sneak, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson with his second touchdown here in this first half, as his guys are back within a single score. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead now up to 14. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock down and go to the locker room.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. They got his man, complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Watson now to throw. opening stages of the first half. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go, son.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Earlier we mentioned the Madden Classic Championship. We also want to remind you that registration is underway for the opportunity to represent your favorite NFL club in the Madden NFL Club Championship. 32 of the best Madden competitors in the world will face off in the Club Championship final live from the EA Broadcast Center in December. Register today for a chance to take home a piece of the largest prize pool in MCS history. Folks, over $700,000. Visit MaddenChampionship.com/compete by October 7th and receive a free Team Elite Fantasy Pack. Throwing on third down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Mike 50, Mike 50. I'm trying to... 24. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Echo. Hey, check. Mike 50.
On first down, Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Alert. 24. 10. Check 31. 24 is down. He's coming.
Now Watson. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Motion. 24. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. I'm coming. 24. Check.
Out of the gun, Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Motion. Pop. 59. Check. 59.
They are going for it. Here's Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And the return will stop right around the 25.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Check 55, Mike. Are you getting a headache?
On first down, it's Carson. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Double count right here, double count.
From the 22, Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 24. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen.
And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
41 Mike. I got you. I got you.
Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Now here's Michael Dixon. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. The punt team on now as this one's sent away. On the return, Carter. 51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now it's Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 23 yards the pickup there. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hopkins. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. That's complete once again to Hopkins. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Call that a very strong gain of 24. To the air yet again, Watson. Out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Check out route. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Know your job. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Let's go, D. It's going to be a 55. 26. It's going to be a long day.
Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Texans get a bit closer. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Here as he's taken down. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
Bang out, bang out, bam, bam. Mark 55, Mark hustle. Keep it up, defense, keep it up, guys.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Open man is Ursua. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 40 yards. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
That's fielded in the end zone.
The Texans take over.
Let's go,
1st and
boys,
10
bring it up.
at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney. Excellent job on that play. A big loss. 18 yards.
It's 2nd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Double up, double up.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hopkins. So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You say you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right? You already had what you needed. Go ahead and get a little more on top. I like it.
Now a deep ball here hauled in just past the 50. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 28 yards. From the gun, here's Watson. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Tackles. Slam. Jack. Watch the safety creep.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kiki QT, 29 yards. And the Texans cut into that lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2.
Mike's 50. We own them. Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50. Mike 24. Three bud. Check. Lucky. 24. Nickel. Line up. Check 3.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They attempted to fade to the back corner of the end zone unsuccessfully. And I've been with you long enough, Brandon. I know it's not one of your favorite calls.
Well, it's interesting. Before working with you, I always viewed that as you're just taking away space and you're trapping yourself in a corner. But you actually have told me they're trying to create space where space is not.
Yeah, it's really it's a weird deal, isn't it? But you've got to just move that defender inside to create that separation and that little bit of space where there just isn't much.
Bang. 6. 41's coming. 41's a Mike. Hey, me and you all day. Gun. I'm coming after you.
Wilson wants to throw it. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Kiki QT, 83 yards. And the Texans get a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He finds Ursua. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
You got four.
At the 24-yard line.
One left. Right here, 41 Mike. Now watch one.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Penny will try to punch it in, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And that touchdown just might do it.
I would agree. That probably does. Barring a miracle, they're in great shape.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
To throw is Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hopkins. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Watson on 1st down. Open man is QT, complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Watson. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Texans cut into that lead. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2.
Watch the boot, watch the boot. Kill. 54. 50, Mike, 50. All day, baby, all day. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Watson looks to throw again. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Seahawks. And it would appear they're on their way to victory now. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and now it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43.
They're not ready for this, man.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He fights him off, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Hey, alert. Hey, 0.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Wilson in the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th.
Listen. One flip. Come on. Check. 55 to Mike.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. A big offensive experience.